Hey everyone, welcome to MGS Stories, your favorite channel for motivational and inspiring stories. My name is Sunny Rahman, and today I've got a special story for you. It's a tale about struggle, success, and perseverance. I promise this one will hit home and leave you feeling inspired. If you enjoy this story, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Your support really motivates me to create more stories just like this. Now let's dive into today's story. There was once a young boy named Ethan. He lived in a small village, surrounded by tall mountains and wide fields. His family was poor, but they were loving and kind. Ethan's father worked in the fields as a farmer. His mother spent long days sewing clothes for people in the village. Life wasn't easy, but they were happy together. Ethan had big dreams. He wanted to be a marathon runner. He had seen people running on TV, strong and fast, crossing the finish line with cheers from the crowd. He imagined himself running like that, with people celebrating his victory. But there was one problem. Ethan was born with a limp. Every step he took was harder than for the other kids. When he tried to run, he always came last. The other children laughed at him. They teased him and called him names. But Ethan didn't care. He loved to run. Every morning before the sun rose, Ethan would wake up and start running. He didn't care if his legs hurt. He didn't care if no one believed in him. He ran along the dusty roads of his village, feeling the wind against his face. He wasn't fast, but he kept going. Step after step, he trained his body, but more importantly, he trained his mind. At school, no one believed in Ethan. He always came last in races. His teachers didn't notice him. His classmates ignored him. But Ethan had a goal. He wanted to run in the town's annual marathon. This was the biggest event in the village. People from all around the region came to compete. For years, Ethan had watched from the sidelines. He had cheered for others, but this year he was going to run. It wasn't easy. As the marathon approached, Ethan trained harder than ever. He woke up earlier. He pushed himself further. Some days, he felt like giving up. His legs would burn with pain, and he could barely walk after his runs. His family was struggling even more now. His father's crops weren't growing well, and his mother wasn't getting enough work. Sometimes Ethan thought about quitting his dream to help his family more. But every time he thought about stopping, he remembered why he started. Ethan wanted to prove that anything was possible with hard work. He wanted to make his family proud. He wanted to show the kids at school that he was more than just the boy with a limp. He wanted to show himself that he could do it. The day of the marathon finally came. Ethan stood at the starting line, surrounded by runners much stronger and faster than him. His heart was beating fast. The sun was shining brightly, and the crowd was cheering. But Ethan blocked it all out. He focused on the road ahead. When the whistle blew, the runners shot forward, their feet pounding the ground. As expected, Ethan quickly fell behind. He could hear the crowd's whispers. Some people felt sorry for him, others just ignored him. But Ethan wasn't running for them. He was running for himself. The road was long and the hills were steep. Many runners who started fast were already slowing down, but Ethan kept going, step by step, at his own pace. He had trained for this. He knew his limits, and he knew how to push through the pain. As the race went on, Ethan began to pass people. First, it was the runners who had sprinted too quickly at the start. Then he passed others who were struggling on the hills. With every person he passed, Ethan's confidence grew. The final stretch of the race was the hardest. There was a steep hill leading to the finish line, and most of the runners were already exhausted. Ethan's legs were screaming in pain, but he pushed forward. His heart was pounding, his breath coming in short gasps, but he didn't stop. The crowd began to notice him now. They saw the boy with the limp, who had been so far behind, moving steadily toward the finish. Ethan wasn't the first to cross the finish line, but he wasn't the last either. For the first time in his life, Ethan finished in the middle of the pack. He collapsed at the end, exhausted but smiling. Tears filled his eyes as he realized what he had achieved. This wasn't just a race. This was proof that he could overcome any obstacle. It was proof that hard work, dedication, and perseverance could lead to success. The crowd cheered for him, not because he had won the race, but because he had won his own personal battle. His family ran to him, hugging him tightly, proud of what he had accomplished. Ethan didn't need a trophy to feel like a winner. He had proved to himself and to everyone that it's not about how fast you start, it's about how strong you finish. In the years that followed, Ethan continued to run. He trained harder and grew stronger. He started competing in bigger races, representing his village at state and national levels. He became a symbol of hope for everyone who had ever been told they couldn't achieve their dreams. His story spread, inspiring others to believe in themselves and never give up. Through every struggle, Ethan learned that success is not measured by how quickly you reach the top, but by the strength it takes to keep going when the world tries to hold you back. He taught others that the real victory is in the journey, not the destination. That's the end of today's story, The Climb to Victory. I hope Ethan's journey of perseverance and success has inspired you to never give up on your dreams, no matter how tough the road may seem. Remember, it's not about how fast you start, but about how strong you finish. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, MGS Stories. Your support helps me continue creating more inspirational stories for you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.